Good morning. It's Sunday, March 17th. Thank you for joining us for News 8 this week. Earlier this month, we had an opportunity to hear from the former warden and associate warden of what is now called FCI Thomson. Thomas Bergami and Denny Whitmore offered a different view of previous reports about the federal prison. We discussed allegations of inmate on-staff sexual assaults, staffing levels, alleged threats to harm senior leadership, among other issues. This week, we have new information. We also wanted to give the staff union at the prison a chance to respond to the issues discussed on our program. We spoke with Union President Jon Zumkehr this week. Let's start with allegations of sexual assault. The numbers look different depending on where we look for the information. Two things we found. First, according to a Bureau of Prisons document obtained by News 8, there were 293 reports of assault at the prison in Thomson in 2022. Additionally, according to a report released by the Bureau of Prisons late last month, sexual assaults have been an ongoing problem for years across federal prisons of all security levels, with more than 14,000 incidents over a 7-year period between 2015 and 2021 at about 100 federal institutions.
It's something that's not talked about. It's something that people in the outside world have no clue what goes on inside a prison. And you take a subject like this, a sexual attack on a female staff member. It happened to male too, but 97% of the time it happened to females. And it's something that's not talked about. The trauma that they go through is not talked about. The support services at Thomson. And when you have the leader of usp-thomson mitigating an attack on a female staff and saying, oh, it's not that big a deal. It only happened a couple of times when it happened 321 times. And John, I tell you this, you say it can't get any worse? It did. We had 2 sexual assaults on staff, December 16th and January 15th, 31 days apart. 2 staff members got grabbed in the crotch by an inmate. A sexual assault. And that is why we called for his removal. That is why we took this to the media, because everything else failed. And what is next? A staff member to get seriously hurt or killed at Thomson. There's another incident I want to bring on this, is that we had a staff member locked in an office with an inmate, and he pulled his genitals out and exposed himself, blocking the door so the staff member couldn't leave. Transparency is something that we've talked about from day one. And we're thankful for Senator Ernst for taking this issue seriously. And again, Senator Durbin and Duckworth also did letters to the Federal Bureau of Prisons to say, hey, we want this information. Senator Ernst has been on top of this issue and demanding the Bureau. She said, I'm standing up for the female employees throughout the Bureau of Prisons so no one has to go through this. They finally responded to Senator Ernst and said it happened 293 times in 1 year. We disagree with that number. Our number is 321 in the system that we have at Thomson that records this. Their bureau's at 293, we're at 321. Bergami is at a couple. So, I mean, you look at that, I mean, it's, we're in the same ballpark. We're at 321, the bureau's at 293, and they're at a couple. So I think that should kind of open people's eyes, on where we're coming from.
Another issue we covered is staffing levels at Thomson. That continues to be an issue of contention at Thomson and other federal prisons. For just over 2 years, between late 2021 and late 2023, Thomson employees received a 25% retention bonus after a year of employment. That bonus was removed when the mission of the prison changed. Now, according to the union, the bonus is still needed, citing more than 120 unfilled positions right now across the institution. More than half of those are custody positions, but according to the union, there's also open positions that fall under medical and education.
We've had a history of staffing issues, and Director Peters cut the 25% retention. She removed it from Thomson. And now it got worse. When we started, we were around 70 vacancies at Thomson. Now we're at 120. We told her, you leave it in place. See how this goes. It's going to be bad. We lost 203 staff with the retention in place. What do you think is going to happen when you remove it? And guess what, John? We're at 120 vacancies. And this is on the director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. And this is what we're dealing with, the leadership in the Bureau of Prisons right now. And it's like, why do we have to suffer? And again, when we talk about it, we're down 7 teachers. When the Bureau says we're not cutting programs and we're down 7 teachers, John, they're lying to you. That's 7 teachers not in a classroom with a population of almost 2,000 inmates, and we're down 7 teachers. And you're telling me that we're giving the same amount of service?
In December of 2022, former Warden Thomas Bergami tells us he was made aware of effectively a plot by staff to harm him and other officers. Those threats would be brought to light in the form of letters, apparently written and signed by inmates. This is a copy of one of those letters. And according to the Bureau of Prisons documents obtained by the Marshall Project and NPR, the threats were investigated but could not be confirmed or refuted. The union president tells us this week those allegations were unfounded.
It was fully investigated. The staff weren't removed for 3 days. They were removed off their post for a couple of weeks. And there wasn't evidence to support it. A great example, when the warden told me about it, he's like, John, this happened. And I'm like, no, these inmates weren't on this range when it happened. And he was like, oh, no, it happened. The reason why, there wasn't evidence to support the claim. We have the best cameras in the Federal Bureau of Prison at Thompson. Every angle is covered. So when an inmate makes an allegation, the cameras are there to support either it happened or didn't happen. When the inmates weren't even on that range, some of them weren't on that range when it happened, you lose credibility. But that's was investigated. The warden said he sent it to the FBI. He sent it to Office Internal Affairs. They looked at it and said they didn't have merit. And the officers got returned back to their post. There has to be facts that support the claim.